I'm Max from LifeHackerMax, and in this video I'm going to completely disassemble the Xbox Series X and Series S controller. I'm specifically talking about the 4th generation controller that was released in November 2020 with the Xbox Series X and Series S consoles. Finally, this video is intended for general information only. If not done properly, you can injure yourself or damage your Xbox controller. If you are not sure what you are doing, I advise you to ask for help or take your controller to a professional. Follow this guide at your own risk. Let's move on. I started by removing the battery cover and taking out the batteries. Next, I removed the two side panels to uncover some of the screws. And I have to tell you, this was not an easy thing to do. The best approach is by inserting a thick plastic guitar pick on the side near the trigger and work my way towards the front of the handlebars until I manage to get the front displaced a bit. I don't have any prying tools and the guitar picks seem to be doing a great job so far. Once I did that, I inserted a second guitar pick in the middle section of the panel to prevent it from popping back in. You will understand better when you try it yourself. For the next step, I will use a special T9 security bit with a hole in the middle to remove the screws on the back. But first, I'm using a cutter to reveal the hidden screw from the battery compartment. Once that is done, I remove the screws. After that, the front cover can be removed from the main body. The back cover can be removed at this point as well. Next, I remove the thumbsticks. For the D-pad, I use a cutter to unclip the metal spring and the button comes right off. I unclip the mask from the back using a flat screwdriver. Now I am freeing the wires that go from the main board back to the small vibrator motors that are inside the triggers. I disconnect the two antenna wires so I can take out the main board. The main board has two screws that are slightly smaller than the ones from the case. I remove the two screws using a normal T6 bit. Before I take the board out, I also need to unclip the front vibrator motors and take them out. I am doing this by inserting a small flat screwdriver between the plastic clip and the motor and applying a little bit of pressure. Now I can gently unplug the main electronic board from the second electronic board and place it aside. There you go. Also be careful not to lose the jack connector, as it is not held in place by anything at this point and you can easily lose it. There are 6 more screws to be removed for the second board to come off. I use the same T6 bit as before. I remove the electronic board. once the silicone membrane is out, all the buttons will fall right off with a single flip of the plastic chassis. All the buttons except one that fell once I took this piece right here by unclipping it with a flat screwdriver from the sides. I'm talking about this tiny button right here. Now for the triggers. One T6 screw for each trigger has to be removed. Take off the plastic trigger mask to reveal and remove the small vibration motor. And if you want to take it even further a step, I will show you how to remove the triggers altogether from the main chassis. With some pliers I am applying pressure on the exposed part of the pin until the pin is pushed to the other side. I push the pin even further a bit. The T6 bit was perfect for the job. Once the pin is loose, everything will come off easily. The trigger also has a small magnet inside that can be removed with a bit of pressure applied to the pin. Pushing it from the other side will help the magnet slide off from its place. This magnet has a smooth surface on one side and a small hole on the other side.
That one.
I don't know if it will make any difference or not, but the original position is with the smooth side facing the pin, like so.
The part with no bump goes towards the clip.
At this point the controller is completely disassembled. Hey, don't forget to subscribe.